Happy Halloween! Let's talk about a classic icon of horror, the shambling, the undead zombie. Coming from a variety of decades and countries, these grotesque pics will enhance your Halloween season and expand your horror horizons. It's spooky outside, so set up shelter on your couch, where the only chance of encountering flesh-eating monsters is on your TV. Let's get into it. Starting out with Brian Paulin's gore-soaked 2004 zombie splatter film, Bone Sickness. Paulin is a living legend in the underground gore community, plastering his basement and garage walls with pulpy homemade effects delivered with charismatic sensibilities for 3 decades now. In Bone Sickness, a young wife goes to unusual lengths to assist her ailing husband, who is suffering from an unscrupulous sickness of his bones. A bone sickness, if you will. These lengths include the consumption of cadaverous materials. As the film progresses, consequences abound from this heinous mistreatment of the dead, before the movie's prolonged and explosive, gut-munching finale. Although many of the movie's elements are obviously cheap, viewers who stick around will be rewarded with some of the goriest zombie kills of the 2000s. Paulin's handcrafted special effects mastery is vibrantly displayed in every skull-ripping, tendon-lacerating bite and tear. Definitely one for the necro junkies and gorehounds. You're probably familiar with Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, or Zombie, but have you watched his eerie 1980 release, City of the Living Dead? Also known as The Gates of Hell, this film and the aforementioned The Beyond and The House by the Cemetery make up what's known as the Gates of Hell trilogy. After a priest's unfortunate demise opens a portal to hell, all hell breaks loose for our cast of frightened characters. Highlights include Fulci collaborator Catriona McCall's fraught performance, the lush, fog-lilted atmosphere of forlorn cemeteries, and Fulci's signature, overwhelming gore. Fulci zombies are ever scary, with their sure, shambling inevitability, leading into their horrifying, maiming kills. This is no exception. I've never seen so many skulls ripped open by bare hands as is present in this spooky, gruesome delight, boasting stunning cinematography full of quick and tantric zooms, paired with a grand, oppressive musical score. This early 80s masterpiece is begging to be seen and appreciated.
Dunwich Police Authority.
Let's talk about Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, also known as Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. This 1974 Spanish and Italian collaboration is set in the gorgeous green rolling hills of the bucolic English countryside, and utilizes effective set pieces of a hospital and a terrifyingly atmospheric crypt. Manchester Morgue follows a smart-aleck, curmudgeonly antiques dealer who, via some misfortune, ends up embroiled in a small-town mystery. When enterprising officials try to mix industry with nature, nature fights back as science fiction shenanigans reanimate the dead. Directed by Jorge Grau, this charmingly written and deliberately paced film builds into a delectably visceral finale, with special effects by Fulci collaborator Gianetto De Rossi. Living Dead is one of the more gruesome films of the early 1970s. There is no expense spared on blood and gore. The dead stagger excruciatingly slowly, confidently menacing. It's only a matter of time before they get their hands on you. That's when masterful special effects take over, paired with cringe-inducing sound editing. All things considered, Living Dead at Manchester Morgue is one of the best zombie films of the early 70s. Satanic, bloodthirsty zombies are swarming the Gothic French countryside and ravage a family of a 19th century nobleman. in the off-kilter 1998 release, Maleficia. From the Doctor of Gore himself, Antoine Pellissier, comes a startling, mayhemic, blood and gore drenched, lo-fi, unheralded classic. Heads up for the squeamish, Maleficia really stands out on the gore front. Sets include creepy cemeteries and castle ruins, the French woods, and also some French fields. Although the budget is small, Maleficia's demonic atmosphere, gothic organ-laced score, and charmingly brutal special effects culminate in a satanically satisfying zombie romp. My next pair of recommendations are coming from late 90s and early 2000s Argentina. With next to no budget but a ton of heart, the Plaga Zombie series is a plucky, comedic good time. While the third film is also worth watching, here I'm just focusing on the first two entries. Both acting and directing here in tandem is Pablo Perez and Hernan Saez, who, along with writing and acting from Berta Muniz, form a charismatic trio with odes to Sam Raimi-esque action and hijinks, utilizing inexpensive cooking items such as cake mix and gelatin. Plaga Zombie delivers far more than could be assumed from its humble budget. There's simply no substitute for hard work, effort, and unmitigated passion, which Plaga Zombie exemplifies in spades. Falling more on the comedy side of horror comedy, these films feel like a mixture of Peter Jackson's Brain Dead and Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, but with its own unique comedic sensibilities. Consistently upbeat and drenched in imaginative gore, this tragically underseen duo is a surefire crowd pleaser. One last standout element is the sound editing and the utilization of the musical score, which amplifies the zombie attack scenes. And I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say that Plaga Zombie 2 features one of the funniest musical asides I've seen in a movie. From legendary German underground gore filmmaker Olaf Ittenbach comes this late 90s bloodbath, Premutos, the Fallen Angel. With brutal, handcrafted special effects and historical flashbacks set on a beautiful German forest landscape. Impressive craft and unadulterated heart are on display here. Some scenes you may find boring, but some get crazy. It's worth it to see the scale, collaboration between, and passion from the special effects artists and zombie actors. You can tell this movie was fun to make and that Ittenbach loves what he does. Premutos is delivered with a deadpan zaniness and saturated with genuinity. The editing and camera work add an impressive sense of motion to the zombie kill showcases. Boasting a kill count of 139, you cannot deny the explosive, splashing blood, visceral violence, and amazing looking guts and gore of Premutos. And it might be the only zombie movie to unironically feature Jesus in a historical flashback.
Look! Those things are coming! Let's get out of here!
Come on, let's go get them.
Zombie Bloodbath is Todd Sheets and Jeremy Angel's frenetic and charming directorial showing. It's a regional horror, taking place and shot in Kansas City. The low-budget film has high energy from the get-go with its chaotic opening, as zombies devour and people panic. The squishy and sickening craziness is all set to a fun, engaging soundtrack. And although the visual quality may not be the best, bold red and blue lighting make the sets stand out. There is also plenty of homemade heart to be found here. It's a roller coaster that goes from outrageous gut-ripping to endearing character scenes. You can tell that filmmaking participants, whether zombie or victim, had fun producing this local effort. Bloodbath is a good, honest gem with spirit and spunk in spades. It's one of the 90s best shot-on-video zombie film offerings. Next up is Night of the Creeps, directed by Fred Dekker, who is known for the cult favorite Monster Squad. I was surprised to learn that this film, his feature debut made when he was only 26, is not as widely known as I had assumed. To me, this has 80s horror classic vibes. It opens with a throwback to 50s creature features and alien horror with a cute classic style before a time jump forward. It follows students at the not-so-subtly named Corman University and a surly police detective, played by horror icon Tom Atkins, as they try to figure out why the town's citizens are becoming zombified. Not unlike the undead, the camera is always creeping toward the action. The constant motion invigorates the film. A super fun element of Night of the Creeps is the character names, as all the key players are named after iconic horror directors. Night of the Creeps is full of pathos, grounded by lovable characters and their caring bonds to each other. The heartfelt tone is balanced with comedy and scares. For all these reasons, this cult classic is a must-watch.
Night of the Creeps. If you scream, you're dead.
Whereas Jean Rollin is more commonly known for his dreamy, sapphic vampire films, he also applied his cinematic eye for both horror and beauty to this gorgeous late 70s classic. The Grapes of Death, also known by its fun-to-say French title Les Raisins de la Mort, portrays zombies created by poisonous vineyard pesticides. Undead wander France's atmospheric countryside, which is populated by beautiful architecture. Grapes of Death is rich with subtext as the powers of industry and uncaring capitalism take over nature, and fascist-coded zombies spread their disease. Tune into this one for a lo-fi journey presenting this hazy farmland disrupted. Wes Craven is a legend in the horror community. You've probably seen his iconic films Scream and A Nightmare on Elm Street, but have you seen his science fiction horror Deadly Friend? A teen named Paul moves to a new, charming neighborhood and constructs a fiercely loyal robot friend, Phoebe. Paul falls for girl next door, Sam, and will go to great lengths to keep their connection alive. Deadly Friend is chock full of gore, goofiness, and heart. What more could you ask for? This one is a zombie film rather than a zombies film, and orients its focus to the emotional implications of caring for someone who's undead. Check out this fun, sincere, and genre-bending horror. Burial Ground is a 1981 film directed by Andrea Bianchi, incorporating exploitation elements. The premise of horny house guests besieging a country estate and the casting of a 25-year-old man as a sniveling child with an Oedipus complex add some fun character to this Italian horror. The film exhibits scary and striking zombie designs crafted by Gino De Rossi. Burial Ground is rife with putrid, maggot-slathered zombies, wretched from the earth and ever shambling to their victims. The decaying and rotting bodies contrast with the bright red blood and guts of the attacked. The film is strengthened by a fun, snazzy synthesizer score, and masterful, dynamic camera work and editing, throwing you into the motion and world of the film. Shot on location at the gorgeous Villa Parisi, the sets and sights are breathtaking to behold. And fun fact, that's also where they shot parts of Immaculate. those are 12 of my favorite Underseen zombie films. Comment if you've seen them, or if you have more Underseen zombie suggestions you think I missed here. If you check any of these out, let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching and enjoy your spooky Halloween. The premise of horny house guests besieging a country estate and the casting of a 25-year-old man as a sniveling child, satanic bloodthirsty zombies in the French countryside ravage a family of noblemen. That was fun to say.